And welcome back to On the Record, touchy subject for the community. What's next? We talked a little bit about having non-natives or non-natives in our community in businesses. That's another issue. In some respects, a non-native can come and open a business here and technically live in it if they're open 24 hours a day. So how do you deal with that situation?
Well, once again, it's the community members that have to come forward and relay information to us and make sure it's reliable information, and we'll do our best to act on it.
Oh, and the question could be too, why are they coming here to open a business?
What's the gain?
Purpose?
What's their gain? I mean, obviously their gain is the jurisdiction factor and the tax free. There's a reason why they're coming here to do that. Now, everybody can understand. I mean, you don't need a permit to build a big building on the outside. You come here, you can build what you want. I mean, and obviously the tax free issue and the jurisdiction issue. I mean, the non-natives coming here and starting a business, sure, they're trying to help us out, but at the end of the day, you think, it's to benefit them on our right for the jurisdiction right, the right for the tax issue and the fact that you don't need a permit to hold or build such a building or structure.
So how do we deal with that? Look at MIT. You know what I mean? It's 90%, if not more, non-natives having businesses in this community. Do you cut that off? We don't have a plan for that right now, but those are going to be a lot of the questions that community members are asking now and are going to ask in the future. Does 100 or 200 people constitute the community? You received 100 or 200 complaints on individuals, but is that a reflection of the whole community, where we have 9,000 people? So if you're taking 100 or 200 people, what are the opinions of the others? Have we addressed that or looked at?
Mm-hmm. Well, and you have to remember 9,000 are not adults. There's a certain percentage of very young children.
You got to understand, most individuals here in Kahnawake, they're hardworking men and women. They just want to wake up in the morning, get their children ready for school, and get themselves ready to get to work. And that's our job now. It's our job as elected officials to worry about their rights and their well-being. I mean, most you did ironwork, Mike. They leave Sunday and they come back Friday. In that time, they're worried about what's going on in the job, and in the back of their mind at home. That's our job now to make sure everything is, their rights are protected. Like I said, most of the men and women in Kahnawake, they're hardworking men and women that are proud to say they're from Kahnawake. And when an issue like this comes up, we want input from them, whether it's 50 people or 500 people. We want their input, and the more the better.
And I think from the discussions that that most of us have had this weekend, a lot more people are aware of what's going on, and there's a lot of people who are certainly in support of it. There's some that are undecided and really don't think that it's something that should be done at this point. But I think the majority of people that we've heard from really want this to be done. So at this time, we need to find out from the community, do you want us to continue with this or not? And if not, why? If you want us to change what we've been working on, then they need to tell us why.
Because my objective when I got on the portfolio was to not rattle the cage, but you know what? The community has to be made aware. We have to do something and get their reaction. We have to, I just want people talking about it now. I want people saying, what, this is going on, little whispers, while they're, if they're eating dinner with their family or they're at the office by the water cooler. It's time to talk about this issue, bring it up again, and see where it goes. See if we can build momentum on it and go from there.
If that was your goal, it's going to happen by our show this week, guaranteed, and probably next week. But it's tough. Again, I keep saying it's tough. It's going to be a tough situation, and I don't see anybody saying no, not to make that move, until the list comes out. You know what I mean? I think people are uneasy. Somebody can say yes, I want this to happen, but when somebody comes knocking on their door with a letter, not knowing, or it's their daughter or their son or their grandson or granddaughter, what is the issues after that?
See,
that's the whole thing.
That's
about
why
the letters.
it's a difficult situation, and we have a difficult job right now. But that's the responsibility we took on when number one, when we ran for office, and number two, when we got elected. That's what we have to do. That's what we're getting paid for. The 12 individuals sitting at the table, we can't run from it. We have to address it, face, head on, and deal with it. If you don't want to deal with it, let the public know, and then whoever wants to go forward with it, we're going to go forward with it. But that's our job, and I know it's not easy, but it has to be done. We have to understand 20 years from now, like I said before, my grandchildren, your grandchildren, everybody's grandchildren, how is it going to be? To me, it hit me hard when it was at the kiosk, when an elder came speak to me about membership. She had tears in her eyes. She went through the Seaway situation, and now she's going through this. And she's afraid what she's leaving behind for her grandchildren and future great-grandchildren. To me, that has to be addressed. Just that one look in her face with the tears in her eyes, she doesn't know how Kahnawake is going to be 10, 15 years from now. I'm going to do my best to make it, to keep it a native community. I'll do what I can do, but I'm only one voice. I'm sitting there at the table, not to benefit Carl Horn or Carl Horn's family. I'm not there to set myself up for another job down the road. No, I'm there for the community of Kahnawake. If I'm there 3 years or 30 years, like I said, when I got elected, I made 2 promises. Number one, I'm going to do my best, and number two, the people of Kahnawake are always going to come first. So, we'll go from there. We'll see what happens.
What measures had you put in place prior to letters? I mean, you said that you contacted some of the individuals. Did anybody leave as a result of that, or?
No, it was quite a few months ago that we did the phone calls, and to my knowledge, maybe 1 or 2 have left. That relationship is no longer a relationship, and the rest of them are still here.
Who was, because we were checking, or because somebody called us back and said that they're still here?
If you're out in the community every day, and if you know who people are, it makes a big difference.
I want to go into I guess, not the downfall, but the homework to all this when we come back. We're going to take a quick break.